I mean, that was ultimate tale of two halves, for us. First half, our defense held us down while we were trying to figure out, how to get in some kind of an offensive rhythm. And in the second half, our guys, attention to detail coming out of timeout, or excuse me, coming out of halftime where we just said, hey, get to the rim. They're going to take away the three-point line. They don't have a ton of shot blocking. Just get to the rim. And we had a determined group that was that did that, and that was the difference in the game. And until that little bonanza they had at the last couple minutes of the game, I thought our defense was really good in the second half too. So it's a hard team to play. Javon Small's a really good player, and so it was a good response after a kind of a slugfest first half.
We'll open it for questions.
I felt like Mag defended Small pretty well tonight. What did you like from his performance in the defensive end?
Just his motor, his will, his determination, his feel defensively is really special. At this point, I just try not to get in his way. I just say, go do your thing, and if I see something, I'll tell you. Otherwise, just go do your thing. And so he's gained a lot of trust in our locker room. And then being able to kind of tag him out and put Trey in there as well, kind of this two-headed monster, has been good for us. Thought Trey came in and did a good job as well. But, Wood's he's a tough guy to score on. And then also, I thought we did a good job behind it as well. It's not just the guy guarding him. It was all five guys. Thought we forced them to shoot 18 threes in the first half, which is not something that they normally do. So good job executing the game plan.
Coaches love to have options. When you have Foose, where you can turn to him in a game like this where you need some interior scoring. What kind of luxury is that to be able to use him like that? Huge
luxury. He was start out the year really good, kind of hit a little bit of a midseason funk, and then I think he's definitely played himself out of that. Not just tonight, but I think even a couple games leading up to this, he's been better. Him and Dallin's chemistry together is really impressive. But if they're going to play him one-on-one, he's such a force down there. But it is a huge luxury, and kudos to our guys for just trying to figuring out ways to we have different ways we can score. We're not a one-trick pony. I think tonight that was on full display.
It's the second time the bench points in the Western Union game have outscored. Why is this depth going to be so important now as you get deeper in March?
I think going back to what I was mentioning before, just we're not a one-trick pony. We don't have to rely on one way of scoring or one guy to score, or one guy to stop the other team's best player. I think I personally have gained a lot of confidence in our entire roster, which, as I've said in here before, it makes my job harder, honestly, because I got to try not to screw it up and play the right guys at the right time, and our guys have to have patience and humility and a winning attitude in order to let me do that. And this group has, and that's something I definitely don't take for granted.
Do you have any update on status?
No, I don't. He's going to get it looked at tomorrow, but I think it's more positive than not from what I've been told. He seemed like he was in good spirits after it.
He was sitting on the bench in that second half. What was it like just kind of having him around, even though he knew he was going to play?
I love Cannon, man. He's a sweetheart of a kid. He's had an up and down year, and it hasn't changed him. There's a lot to be said about that, especially for a highly touted young man like he is. And so I love Cannon, sweetheart, and the fact that he was out there cheering his teammates on and with that bright smile, I think was cool.
At what point during the first half do you kind of adapt to what the game was playing like? You weren't getting any looks for threes. At what point do you just embrace that and just go and doing what you have been successful doing recently?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like for the first 10 minutes of the game, it was I think more than like how they were guarding us, we just had a hard time getting rhythm. And I think that's a credit to Harris. I think he's a nuisance on the ball, so he's really hard to attack. And we had a game plan. We were trying to get him off the ball. It didn't work. We were just in mud. And then, credit to my staff. They were pointing out a lot of things about just how much they were guarding the three-point line. And so kind of that last 5 minutes of the first half, we really just, try to highlight the rim. We showed them clips at halftime where we were just getting to the rim and showing them how they were guarding the three-point line and the driving lanes were wide open. And so just the way Yegor and Richie came out to start the second half, I thought was a really mature response and just smart, honestly. Like, hey, they're going to guard us like this. This is going to be open. And so to the tune of 52 points, where I know we hit some threes, but just it felt like we were scoring at will. And then the last thing I'll say to that is Akash Sebastian, our analytics director, was like, we were 7 of 8 at the rim. In the first half, we were 1 of 8 from non-rim paint twos. So we kind of shared that with the guys, and all that collectively, I think, allowed us to score a little easier.
How do you think Yegor's evolved physically throughout the Big 12 season to where it's able to have some of these finishes inside in the second half? And is that something you stress with him, or if it's open?
Yeah, I mean, well, for one, he's put on about 16 pounds. Number one, we were just talking about that with one of my coaches today. So he's physically stronger. I think the ability to play off 2 feet in the paint is something we talk a lot about. So you're not just going in there off of 1 feet. You can play off more of a position of strength in the paint. I thought was huge for him. And quite frankly, he just got pissed. I don't know what happened before the game. He was a little ornery, and if I need to piss him off before the game to get him to score like that at the basket, then we will. But was happy with his response.
Any more questions?
Opportunity, but Iowa State, I don't know how much you thought about the Big 12 tournament. A lot remain impressed from this game, seeding-wise. How important is this matchup?
Yeah, we'll have to look at the standings and see where things are at. We don't talk about that really at all with the players. This group's very singular focused on the next task at hand, but obviously me and the staff are dialed into it. But more than anything, just a chance to go to a place where they've had a lot of success recently. It'll be a good challenge for our guys to play in that type of environment against a team who's been really, I think, pretty consistent, all year, and that's kind of how we're going to approach it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.